Hey mathematicians, and get ready as today we collect and represent data in a dot plot. Let's get started with our I will statements for today.
Remember, your I will statements are your goals for this lesson. They are what we are trying to work on and learn more about throughout our time together today. As we continue on in our lesson, make sure you have your mind focused on these three things and showing them to your teacher. I will read the I will statement first, and then we will read it again a second time together. Make sure you're reading it nice and loudly so I can hear you, but no shouting necessary.
Pause the video and read the I will statements now as a class. For our warm-up activity, we are going to be finding the missing numbers on a number line. For the first number line we will be using, you'll see it on the screen now. For this number line, you can see that it is split up in different ways. It is your job to determine what is the value of the missing numbers that are replaced with letters. So A, B, and C. For example, if you are asked what is the value of A, you'll have to figure out what number is between 0 and 2. Well, the whole number 1 is between 0 and 2. So instead of A, we would put a 1 there. I'll replace that A with a 1 now. For your activity, you can either draw the number line on your whiteboards or you can just write each of the letters and what they are equal to. For example, we now know that A equals 1. Continue on with this example, figuring out what B and C is. Pause the video to label those now. Then you're going to repeat with a second number line after you come back. Now that you've had a try at the first number line, erase and try with the second number line. Identify what A, B, and C all equal. Pause the video and do that now. Then take a quick stretch break and come back when you're ready for our new material for the day. For this activity, you're going to need a centimeter ruler and your problem set questions in front of you. Once you have your supplies, come back and play the video. Now that we have our supplies, let's look at problem 1 on the problem set. We're going to use the following prompt to help us complete the problems in numbers 1 through 5. Let's read this prompt together as a class. Follow along with me. Miss Diaz wants to knit gloves for her students. She determines which size pattern to use based on index finger length. The pattern can be customized, which allows her to make the glove fingers any length. However, she only wants to make a few sizes. What advice would you give her? If you were to think about what advice you would give Miss Diaz, pause the video and talk about any suggestions you might have. Now that you've had a chance to share as a class, I'm sure you've had different suggestions about how we can measure our own index fingers and those index fingers of the students in our class, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Because we all are different people, we'll all have different lengths of index fingers, and that will provide us with the data for Ms. Diaz to create. Because we have different information from one person to another person or from one object to another object, we say that that data may vary. Vary means that the data is spread out and it's not all just one thing. It's important for us to do this when we're creating a dot plot so that we can look at the different values on the number line and we're able to collect information, in this case, of what size index finger lengths Miss Diaz should use to create her knit gloves. Now, mathematicians, I'm going to turn it over to you. It's your turn to collect information as a class based on the size of your index fingers. First, you're going to estimate how long you think your index finger will be. Then you'll have time to measure your own and collect the data from your classmates as far as how long their index fingers are. You'll put this information into a table before putting it onto your dot plot and analyzing or looking at your dot plot to collect information and answer the questions that follow. Good luck, mathematicians, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.